In this video, I'm going to talk about how to configure router on a stick. So I've got some steps here that we can follow. So number one is configure the physical and logical interfaces on the router. So these are the IP addressing that we are going to use. So VLAN 1 is the native VLAN, and this is the subnet. VLAN 10 and this PC is going to belong to VLAN 10, and this is the subnet, and VLAN 20, and this is the subnet, and this PC is going to belong to that subnet, and this will be the IP address on the native VLAN interface, logical interface. And number two is configure VLANs on the switch. Configure VLANs on the switch. PC1 in VLAN 10 and PC2 in VLAN 20. And of course, configure. Number three is configure the link going to the router as a trunk on the switch. And number four is configure the links going to the hosts as access ports and make them belong to their particular VLANs. So, and these are some verifications that we can do after we have configured, after we are done configuring the devices and additional tasks. So let's go to the router. So I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna do a no IP domain lookup. Okay, so that just in case I mistype something, the router is not gonna actually look for a DNS server to figure out what that character is, or the IP address equivalent of the characters that I typed. So that's the purpose of that command. So I'm gonna do a show IP interface brief. So this interface, this is the interface that is going down to the switch. So I'm gonna do a config t gigabit 0/0/0. So it says here, first step is configure the physical and logical interfaces on the switch. We are not gonna do a lot of things on the physical interface. We're just gonna no-shot it, and we're gonna configure the sub interfaces. Actually, I think this is sub interfaces. So back to the router. So we're gonna create a sub interface for the native VLAN, and we're gonna configure the encapsulation to .1q native 1 native VLAN, and the VLAN 10. Just gonna configure that command, and Actually, let me configure also the IP address. Oops. So go back to that interface. I'm gonna configure the IP address. So the IP address is 10.1.1.0 255.255.255.0. For IP address, bad mask. Okay, that's incorrect because it should be an IP address, not a subnet. So 254. Gonna go back to this interface. And do that again. IP address is 10.1.1.10.0, actually 254, because this will be the gateway IP address. So 255.255.255.0. And last subinterface, encapsulation 20.20.1Q20. And IP address would be that IP address 254, also 255.255.255.0. And save the config, and let's verify our configurations. So that's looking better. That's looking good. So let's actually do a show run. So these are the configurations. So number 1 is completed, or step 1 is completed. So let's go to the switch to configure the VLANs. Actually, before the video, before I recorded the video, I already configured or created the VLANs, so we can just verify them. So here, of course, VLAN 1 is created by default, and this is VLAN 10, VLAN 20, and number 3 is configure the link going to the router as a trunk on the switch. So configure the link going to the router as a trunk on the switch. So that link is this link here, or this port. So switch port, encapsulation, trunk, encapsulation, mode. Hold on, into question mark. Encapsulation, that 1Q. Okay, and mode. Oops. Mode trunk. Okay, so that's how you configure the link going to the router as a trunk port. So step 3 is done. So let's do step 4. Configure the links going to the hosts as access ports and make them belong to their particular VLANs. So this part here is already configured also, but we can just verify it. So here, so this is the port going to this PC here, and this is the port. Oops, sorry. This is the port going to this PC here, and that port belongs to VLAN 10, and it is an access port. And this port here is an access port also, and it belongs to VLAN 20. So I'm just gonna save the config, and I already configured the hosts also. We can just verify it. So this is the gateway, and the DNS is this, and this is the IP address of PC0 and subnet mask. Let's go to this PC here. So this PC1 has this gateway and DNS server, and this is its IP address in subnet mask. So this is PC0 and this is PC1. Okay, so step 4 is completed. So let's now verify if we can ping from PC1. We can ping the IP address of PC2 from PC1. So let's do that. We can actually do a ipconfig here just to verify the IP addressing. So this is the IP address, and this is the gateway. Let me actually ping the gateway first. 254. Okay, I can ping it. And let's now ping PC2. This is the IP address. So 10.1.20.1. Okay, so I can ping it. I can ping PC2 from PC1. So let's ping PC1 from PC0 rather from PC1. So ipconfig. So this is the IP address. This is the gateway. I'm gonna ping PC1, PC0. 10. Okay, I can ping it. We can actually do a tracert just to make sure that the traffic is actually going through the router before it gets to the destination. So I can actually do a tracert 10.1.10.1. So as you can see from the output, that the first hop is this gateway here. This is the that is the IP address on this subinterface here. Let's go back here. So that's the IP address before it gets to the PC0. So verification is completed. Additional tasks: configure VLAN 1 interface on the interface with IP address. So let's do that. Show IP interface brief. Oops. IP address 10.1.1.253.255.255.255.0. Let me see if I can ping PC1 from the switch. Ping 10.1.20.1. Okay, I cannot ping PC1 from the switch, so that's why we need to configure IP default gateway on the switch so it can ping devices on the network. So let's do that. This is actually a layer 3 switch. So let me verify if IP routing is enabled by default. IP routing. Okay, looks like it is not. So let me go ahead and configure the default gateway. Default gateway. Default gateway. 10.1.1.254. Okay. Show IP route. So you can now see that the default gateway is that IP address. So let me see if I can now ping PC1. Okay, I still can't ping PC1. So let me do a show IP interface brief. Okay, that IP address, that port is admin down, so let me bring that up. Save the config. Default. Okay, let me ping PC1 20.1. Okay, I can now ping it, but let's see if we still can ping it after we remove the default gateway. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's ping it. Okay, we cannot ping it. So meaning that before we can ping the devices on the network, we need to make sure that the IP default gateway is configured also. Configured on the switch. So let's put that command back on the switch. And actually, PC1 cannot also ping switch 3. So let's verify that. Oops, switch 3 has the IP address 10.1.1.253 as mentioned here. Okay, request timeout. So we need to configure this command here on the switch so that the devices can ping each other on the network. So let's try again. Ping 10.1.20.1. Okay, now I can ping it. I can ping PC1. Let's ping PC0. I should be able to ping PC0. Okay, I can ping PC0. And if we do a show IP route, I showed this command earlier, we see that the default gateway is that IP address. So let's ping PC, switch 3 from PC 1 now. Okay, I can now ping PC, switch from PC 1. So additional tasks are completed. So yeah, that's how you can configure router on a stick in Packet Tracer. And you need to memorize these commands here. Configure the physical and sub-interfaces on the router. Configure VLANs on the switch for the particular hosts. Configure the link going to the router as a trunk on the switch, and configure the links going to the host as access ports and make them belong to their particular VLANs. So that's it in this video. Thanks for watching.